days, I'm done crying now. I've made my choice, I'll make it out now. Won't hide away, I'll break these walls. No fear for judgment, still going strong. I stand my ground, I keep my head held high. Maybe there's hope for me, somewhere where the silence screams. Baby, there's hunger in my blood, somewhere where the shadows hide, where the darkness fears for light. There is a freedom to survive.
Shalom YouTube, it's your boy Micaiah, aka the Hawkeye Hebrew, coming at you with another video, and we finally here with the bow sort. Man, I've been trying to make a bow sort for like 2 years now, ever since my last one, but I'm extremely stubborn and I refuse to use proc sets. Not that there's anything wrong with proc sets, because I have used them, but I feel like every time I see a bow sort video, they're using Way of the Fire or something like that, and I just really wanted to make something original or different. So I've been really trying to use, like, not use the proc sets and I finally found something with this build that accomplished that, so I'm happy. Let's go ahead and look at the character sheet, and then let's go ahead and buff up for you real quick. We got 14,600 magicka. We got 28,000 max health, almost 25,000 max stamina. Let's pop a potion. Our recoveries are coming in at 1,200 on the mag, and we got 2,100 on the stam recovery. See, as far as our weapon and spell damage, we have 5,700 weapon and spell damage. Our crit is a little bit low at 22%, so it's whatever. Our base pin is 11,200, and then we get another 1,000 armor penetration with whoever we hit with crystal weapon. It reduces the target's armor by another 1k, so really good pin. Our resistances is coming in at 25,000 on the back bar and 22 on the front, so nothing spectacular, but this build is all about speed and mobility. 1,400 on the crit resistance. I have 45 points in the health and 19 in the stamina. I'm usually swapping these around. My health is a little bit lower than it normally is right now, but in open world I'm typically at like 30,000 health, and my max stam will be barely over 23, I guess. So you can swap these around however you want. I typically play with a little bit more health on here though. You'll kind of see it in some of the gameplay. The foods that I'm using are in open world. I'm using smoked bear hunch a lot more. And in Battlegrounds, I'm using Jewels of Misrule. So those are the foods, but you can use either one. They both work really great. We got the Serpent Mundus for extra recovery. And as you can see, my character's a red guard, but Orc would be nice. Imperial would be nice. Don't sweat the race too much. I guess let's go ahead and go over the sets. So you can see my mythic. Pale Order. I chose Ring of the Pale Order because I wanted passive healing. I kind of suck when it comes to healing on Sorcerer. It's a struggle for me, always has been. So I took Ring of the Pale Order, and then that makes it to where 20% of all the damage I deal is returned as health. And I'm typically playing solo, so I don't have to worry about any of that decreased healing. But yeah, this helps out a lot. And then if you really want to go over the top with this, you can stack Crit Surge on top of this and have a lot of passive healing coming in while you're doing damage. So that's the reason why I took Pale Order. I really wanted to use Ring of the Wild Hunt, but I can't get the last lead from Elden Hollow. I have the other 4. I can't get that lead to save my life, so couldn't use Ring of the Wild Hunt for the extra speed. And then as far as marking is concerned, I'm only getting 100 weapon and spell damage and 1,000 armor from it, because as you can see, the main sets we're using are 10 pieces of Shattered Fate. So if you use marking, you're only, because technically if you're using 2 5-piece sets, you get 200 weapon spell damage and 2k armor, but since I'm only using 1 set, I'm only getting 100 weapon spell damage and 1,000 armor. So I just chose to not use that at all. But yeah, the set that I'm using, Shattered Fate, I feel like in a lot of the build videos that I put out, some of the new players have a hard time acquiring the gear. So I wanted to make this as simple as possible so that anybody new to the game could try it out. And this is a crafted set. It's very easy to obtain. It's only 5 traits. My crafting game is kind of trash right now. You can see I crafted this myself. So we got the jewelry, infused weapon and spell damage. And then as far as the armor weights, I have heavy legs and heavy chest reinforced, and then all the other body pieces should be medium. I got a mixture of well-fitted NPN, but I got a lot more well-fitted. This is a double bow build. You're going to be roll dodging a lot. You're going to be sprinting a lot. So I found that the well-fitted helped out a lot with that. And then I have the One Piece Swarm Mother on. Sort uses a lot of magic skills, so I wanted to have a pretty good mag pool, and that's why I chose this. But you can use a One Piece monster of weapon spell damage, pin, recovery, whatever you want to swap out here. This is a flex spot. And then I have a back bar Shattered Fate bow in defending, and I'm using the double dot poisons on that. And then we have the front bar bow sharpen, and we have the weapon and spell damage enchant on that. And that's the gear. As far as the skills go, we have Magnum Shot. This is our main stun, and this thing hits like an absolute truck. This skill is really nasty. Bound Armaments, this is here for extra max stamina, the 8% stamina increase, and it's also a nice spammable. You just do light attacks and you build up the daggers, and then you can throw them at the enemy for extra bursts. This is a really nice skill. I have Hardened Ward here, and the reason I'm using Hardened Ward is because my only heals is technically Vigor and Dark Deal. Those are my two main heals. And Pale Order is just offering passive healing. And I guess you also get it healed from Crystal Weapon as well from the Dark Magic skill line. So my heals are spamming Crystal Weapon, hitting Vigor, and then when you use Dark Deal, it kind of gives you a double heal from that. You can see how his hit give me 2 numbers. So that's my main heals. And the Hardened Ward is more for bursts. Like when you know you about to get hit with like an end cap or some kind of really hard hitting skill, I try to keep this on as much as possible. And because healing is cut in half, you only get like a 2k heal from this, so it's nothing spectacular. So kind of just think of this as to prevent burst damage. I'm using Crystal Weapon here. This is a really nice spammable when you learn how to use it, and it reduces the target's armor by 1,000. And then after using it, your next non-ultimate ability used within 3 seconds is 10% less. I'm using Lethal Arrow. Sorcerer hit gets a bonus to physical damage, so if you took the other morph, it would hit harder. Not by much, but it would hit harder. But this morph in particular applies the poison status effect, which counts as execute damage. And then it also reduces healing and damage shield strength. So I felt like this was more valuable. And then as far as the ultimates, I'm using either Power Overload, which is an amazing skill, or the Bow Ultimate. I think in open world, I prefer the Bow Ulti, and in BGs, I like the Power Overload more. So that's the front bar. On the back bar, we got Venom Arrow. This is our major brutality and sorcery buff for 20 seconds. And if an enemy is casting or trying to pick up a body or res, you can interrupt them. So this is really nice from range. Hurricane, this is our speed buff, armor buff, passive damage. Dark Deal, I guess is technically our main and only burst heal / sustain tool, because it's giving you stamina back. It's giving you minor berserk and minor force, so it's a really stacked skill. And we have Resolving Vigor. This is our main heal over time. And then I chose Ball of Lightning to get rid of the immobilization and snares, and then it absorbs up to 1 projectile. So if anybody shoots something at you, this can block that. And on the back bar for the ult, we got Summon Atronach. I'm mainly using my front bar ult, but there are times, and you can see it in some of the clips I had, if there's a big group of enemies, I will drop this right into the center of them, and it does a crap ton of damage. So those are the skills. As far as some substitutions you can make to the build, I mentioned Crit Surge earlier. So if you take the other morph of Ball of Lightning Streak and put that on your front bar, you could drop Magnum Shot and use Streak as your stun. And then you can put Crit Surge back here to stack with Pale Order, and that'll give you even more healing. You could take Hardened Ward off for whatever. I think in some of the gameplay, I even took off Bound Armaments for her Haunting Curse, but I like this skill better. So those are some other options. Oh yeah, and then Crystal Weapon. In the last video I put out, I was using I was using silver shards. Silver shards is doing 8100 damage and crystal weapon is 7800, but silver shards is kind of clunky. It's kind of hard to weave in with snipe light attacks in the silver shard, whereas crystal weapon it's pretty smooth. You pretty much just shoot your light attack and then hit crystal weapon after, and the light attack that's mid-flight will get the buff. So this thing hits really hard when you learn how to use it right. And you can time that into a snipe, light attack, crystal. You throw the daggers, magnum shot. Like you can combo this really well, which is why I took silver shards off. And the other thing I would say, if you're more new to this type of build, is when using Dark Deal is, it has a 1 second cast time, and I can't cancel it or I won't get the heal. I have to allow my hand to fully swing to get the heal. And while doing that, you can be interrupted. So how I typically use it is I'll hit vigor and roll dodge. And as soon as I come out of the roll dodge, I hit Dark Deal. And what that allows you to do is, when you come out of Dark Deal, there's like a 0.3 or 0.5 second window where any projectiles that's thrown at you, no matter how many they are, will miss. They'll just completely miss you. So you hit vigor, roll dodge, and then hit Dark Deal. It kind of helps you get that heal off without being stunned. So, but yeah, those are the skills. My champ points. Green tree, I had rationer, liquid efficiency, and I threw the rest in the Steed's blessing. In the blue tree, I took focus mending, deadly aim, and master at arms, and then threw the rest of what I had in the ironclad for a little bit of damage reduction. And then in the red tree, I took balanced vitality, I took pain's refuge, sustained by suffering, and put the rest of my points in the celerity. And I'll max all these trees out when I get some more champ points, but that's all I have for now. So that's the champ points, that's the build. Hope you all enjoy the gameplay. And if you do enjoy the video, a like and a rating, comment, that will all be nice. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'm about at 940 subs, so it'd be nice if you could help me reach my goal of 1,000 subs. I greatly appreciate it, and it'll keep you in tune with any future content I put out. So that's the video. Hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll catch y'all in the next. Peace.
prevail?
Courage runs in our